Hello friends, so we are going to do a little bit of an October planner update, and I have 3 planners currently that I use. So I decided that before I make a very long video talking about all 3 of these, I'm going to make 3 different videos, so one for each planner. So I'm going to do my catch-up planner in this video. So if you want to see these other 2, there are going to be videos on these as well. So this is an A5 common planner and I've been using it this whole year. This is a catch-up planner is what I call it, which means that it is for all areas of my life. I usually put everything in here. That's why it's a catch-all. It catches all of my to-dos basically. There are things that I don't put in here in detail. That's what these other 2 are for. But there are things that I do put in here in detail, and I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but if you have any questions, just let me know. So I really every year I set out to use my planners like very heavily, and then sometimes, or a lot of the times, I figure out that they do not really work for me. And then also, you know, a year is like a very long time, and there are a lot of things happening in a year which can make you not use your planner, or like find out that you would need something else instead. But I really wanted to keep like one planner because I'm stubborn like that. Probably the best way for me would be to just hope planners all the time throughout the year. I'm like a perfectionist, so I want to have like a filled out planner, and I never do. And this is the case with this one. So I am not going to go into like every single page because we are only going to talk about October in this video, otherwise it would take forever to go through everything. But I just want to give a little bit of a context, because I do feel like I post a lot on Instagram, and I also post not a lot, but I also post here on YouTube, and I think it can give off the vibe that I'm like a perfect planner, or that, I don't even know if that makes any sense what I just said, but that I have like perfectly filled out planners, and that I write like 3 pages of stuff every day or whatever. And I really don't. And I think Instagram, or like posting my pages and my planners, did really put this pressure on me, or I probably put this pressure on myself, that I really do have to fill out my planners like perfectly every day. And if there are empty pages, or empty weeklies, or empty dailies, or whatever, then that I somehow failed. And I am really trying to distance myself from this mindset, and I also really want you guys to understand that I don't fill out my planners every day, and there is no such person, I don't think, on this planet that can use one planner for a whole year every day, filling out every single page perfectly. And if there is such a person out there, like, congrats. But I don't think, like, I think most of us are not this kind of person. So it's a very, very high, unrealistic expectation that you should not put on yourself, and that I should not put on myself either. So I'm going to show you that there are a lot of empty pages in this planner, and that's just, you know, that's just part of it. Okay, I rambled on long enough for this intro. But this was my vision board, and even though I love vision boards, And you know, I'm going to be like ruthlessly honest in this video. Even though I love vision boards and I think it is very nice, and it took me a long time putting this together, I basically never look at this ever. So yeah, you know, it's very nice for an Instagram picture, and it's also like a nice activity at the end of a year to just, you know, sit down and post some inspirational pictures. But it's not like I have been looking at this throughout the year. I didn't. I put this in. I maybe looked at this in January a couple of times, and then that's it. I mean, I still like it, and now that I look at it, like towards the end of the year, it's very interesting to see if there is anything on here that I feel like I kind of realized, like realizing, meaning like I made it real, I made it happen this year, which is like graduation for sure. That's like a big one. But yeah, so that's that. It's a nice concept. It's also nice to look at, but I just, you know, I never do. Okay, and then we have this page, and same goes for this. I really always try every year setting up this page with all the goals and all the breakdowns and what to do daily and weekly and whatever, and then I go ahead and try to do it for a month, and then, you know, just life happens, and then everything else, and then you're just slowly trying to drop some of these things because you just can't keep up with these many things. You know, because also like most of this is like on top of everything else, like on top of studying or working or whatever, and it's just way too much. It's way too much. And I always felt like that this is not too much. I'm just not good enough, or I'm not working hard enough, or I'm not, like, I'm just lazy, I'm not hardworking enough. And if I would be disciplined and, you know, plan out everything to a T and then just keep to that plan, then I could do this. And I don't know what happened. I somehow feel like I matured a lot this year because I realized that it's not me. This is too much. This is way too much for like a year. This is more like a 5-year plan. Realistically, you can't be working full force on all of these areas of your life in a year on top of what you are already doing and your responsibilities and such. I have been like studying full-time this year while working part-time, which is, you know, already like a lot in a week or whatever. And I was expecting myself to, on top of that, put all of these things on my calendar and keep to it and not burn out, and it's just not possible. So I don't look at this page, and I also kind of I feel bad about looking at this page, to be honest. Yeah, no. And the you know, the craziest part of this is that I have at least one other planner that I set up in January this year with a page like this, with like 6 more areas that I wanted to do at the same time. So I don't know, I was just, you know, delusional, crazy. And I am never going to do this ever again, because this is inhumane. This does not take into account that I am like a person and not a machine. So yeah, don't look at this. This is awful. I know it looks nice, and it does excite me in the beginning of a year to put, you know, something like this down, because it just feels like, oh my god, I'm going to just do so much this year, I'm going to achieve so much, all of these things that I want to do. And that is a good feeling until that feeling turns into, oh my god, I can't keep up with this, oh my god, I'm such a failure for not being able to do this, and I put it on paper, so I should do it, otherwise it's gonna remind me all the time that I am not good enough. So I would like to say that I am at a stage now where I can look at it and say, well, you know, whatever. But even now, looking at it, it kind of does hurt a little bit, or like it evokes like bad feelings and like guilt and a sense of failure somehow. So I am not looking at it. And don't even let me start talking about this page, because I really appreciate this planner, and don't get me wrong, and I love sterling ink, and I think this is a beautiful design. I think this is very well thought out, and I think this is a very helpful thing. It's just not for me, and these pages really do stress me out a lot. And it's not the planner's fault, it's my conditioning, so it's also not my fault per se. I was, you know, brought up like this, and so I have these automatic tendencies and the way I view myself. So actually, I just a quick quick thing in between. This is going to make sense, I promise. I started this planner this October, which is not the main point of this video, but this is also a sterling ink planner. So this also naturally has this goal breakdown and these quarterly pages, but this is an undated one. And this is for my university stuff, this planner. And when I got this, I really was thinking about how I'm going to use these pages. And what I wanted to say is, these pages really stress me out, so I decided not to use them. And you know, that is something you can do. You don't have to use every single page of a planner, and especially if they do not work for you, and especially if they make you feel bad about yourself. And I know for sure that if I do like a very detailed like goal thing in here, I'm not going to be able to keep up with it, and I am not at a place in my life or in my mindset or in my whatever that I could put down stuff that is realistic, because I don't, because I'm a very ambitious person, and I'm like I want to achieve a lot, and so I just let my imagination run wild, and I can't control myself to not put down stuff that is way too much. So I'm not using it, I'm not looking at it, and I'm happy with it. So yeah, these pages are not filled out, and I always try again and I always fail, and it always makes me feel bad, so I just don't. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these monthlies. What I want to say is, this is also another like thing, and I also touched on it a little bit, but I always also have this kind of feeling of having to fill out every single page of this planner, and I still have that kinda, but I'm trying to not care about it. So this is October, and I don't use these pages at all. I'm not going to use them in November, I'm not going to use them in December, I don't think, except I do have a need for it, but I don't have a need for it, and I'm not using it. I'm using the monthlies in this one because I have a lot of uni stuff and I don't have much else in my life currently. I am studying full-time, so that's all that there is basically for like appointments and stuff, you know, deadlines and whatever. There are a couple things like video calls with like friends and such, but I just put all of it in here because I don't need to fill out multiple planners with the same information. So it's empty, and the same goes for my weeklies. I also really tried, I tried different things. I haven't been using these weeklies for a long time. Yeah, I stopped in September, but even before that, there are a lot of empty pages in here, and I'm not going to go and use this weekly spread just to use it. And that is what I would usually do. And I would do it for Instagram, and I know that sounds very bad, but a lot of the times I felt like I don't have enough things to post, I don't have enough spreads, so I need to, you know, fill out multiple things in a week to have enough things to post, because I like to post once per day. And that just, you know, that just made me create spreads just to create spreads. And I think I realized that that's like, not a good use of my time, and also it kind of is, you know, deceiving somehow a little bit, because it just makes me look like I am using like, I don't know, 5 different planners every week, and I fill them out every week like to a T, and I don't. A lot of these pages were like backfilled, or, you know, just filling them out when I had the time, not really using the planner. So I don't want to do that. I'm not going to just fill it out just to fill it out. So it's empty and it's fine. This is not the main part of the planner that I use, so it's okay. I don't need to use it. Okay, now after a very long talk about my problems, what I actually wanted to show you are my October pages. So let me find them. I don't even know where it begins, to be honest, because yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is October, yeah. Okay, so in October I started to do this dashboard kind of thing, and I think I was inspired by the paper elk on Instagram. And because this was the first week and I didn't know what to do on the other side of the page, I decided to do like a monthly kind of dashboard thing, like goals for the whole month, and, you know, goals, talking about goals again, but not in the same way, I think, than what I was talking you about before. I could relate to buy section, Happy Meal, and yeah, it was hurricane season, and it still is hurricane season in Florida, and we had Milton, so I had to do a little bit of a checklist for that. But this spread, but also this whole planner is more like a for fun thing for me. It's not really, I could live without this planner. It's more like my journal than my planner. I feel like it is more like I call it my catch-all planner, because I do have like to-do lists every day, well, not every day, but on my dailies. But it is less a planner and more a journal. This is the only planner where I really plan, kind of, because this is the only part of my life that needs planning. Yeah, this spread is solely for fun. All of the information on this dashboard I can find somewhere else, or it doesn't really have to be written down. But I just like to create these spreads. This is like more like my fun planner. Also, these goals, they are not like goals where I would like go to this list and then put down to-dos in my calendar or whatever. It's just, you know, kind of like I was thinking about what I'm going to do in October and what kind of things I want to focus on, and I just wrote down a list. But I don't look at this list and go like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this and this and this to reach this goal by the end of October, because it's not like that. So this is more like a fun kind of thing. And then we have the dailies, which is always the same. It's like a to-do list and then journaling. So this is, as I mentioned, more like my journal. It's not really a planner. There are some days where these to-dos are important, but those are, you know, just a few. There are a few days in a month for me currently where there are things that I really want to do at a specific day, but most of the time it's kind of the same list with a little bit of variation, like one day having more chores, or another day I don't know, having to do a grocery order or something like that, which I don't do every day. but most of the time it's pretty similar. So it's not like my life depends on these to-do lists. I can totally live without them. Okay, but I wanted to say these stickers are from AliExpress. Also, if you see anything on these spreads, like sticker wise or washi tape or whatever, that you want to know where it is from, please leave me a timestamp in the comments, and ask where it's from, so I can answer, because I am not going to be able to link every single sticker in the description box, and I am not trying to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to sit there for like forever. So if you have like a specific question, just let me know. Okay, these are also from AliExpress, by the way. And I had these are from a pet tape, and I had these pet tapes. This one pet tape, that's not multiple, it's just one pet tape, for a long time, and I brought it with me from Germany. But yeah, this was the first day of the semester, October 1st, for me at least. I know in the US there are different semester starts and whatever, but in Europe at least, or in Germany at least, the semester starts on the 1st of October, and it is called the winter semester, but I know you call it fall semester, so I am always referring to it as fall semester, and that's why I wrote fall semester, because I feel like it just makes it easier for everybody to understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, these stickers are also from AliExpress. And before I get the question, because I get it a lot of the times, these today stickers, these were made by me, and I sold them in my shop, which is sadly closed now because I had to leave all of my equipment in Germany, so I can't produce any more of these, and I can't sell them, and I also am running out of them, so there is really no sticker sheets that I can sell you, because I don't even have enough for myself for this year, so you know. But yeah, there are sometimes these little like snippets of things that I write in my planner or in my journal. This was just like an empty space that I wanted to fill out, so I went onto Pinterest and, you know, scrolled through my feed, and then this one popped up, and I liked these like self-esteem pillars, so I thought, you know, I'm just gonna put it in my planner. I also started watching Love is Blind on the 3rd of October, and I just finished, like literally before sitting down to film this video, I just finished watching the reunion. So if you want to talk about Love is Blind in the comments, please do, because this was a chaotic season. But yeah, so that's that, and then you can see it's 2nd and 3rd, and then it's going to the 5th, because as I mentioned, I am not using this planner every day. I always say planner, but it's a journal. So yeah, these are also from AliExpress, and yeah, it was this was a very how should I say, chaotic time, I guess. Yeah, so this was the time before Milton came, and it was my first hurricane. Yeah, as you know, because you know, I moved from Germany to Florida, and there are no hurricanes in Germany. And so yeah, I don't even know how to put it into words. I just feel like it's like it's just a crazy experience. And I think the biggest like problem for me was that I never lived through a hurricane, and I did not know what to expect and how to prepare, and what is, you know, too much panic and how much should I panic, and is this like a very serious problem, or is it going to be just fine? And I couldn't know. And you know, the internet, 50% of the internet was like, oh, don't worry, it's nothing, you know, Florida and hurricanes, it's just, you know, it's whatever. And the other 50% was like, oh my god, this is such a big hurricane, everybody should be preparing and whatever. And I am in Orlando, so it was going straight through Orlando. And we had like Helene before that only, you know, touched us at the very outskirts of it, basically. So we were like right at the edge of it, and so it was only like a tropical storm here, which is nothing for us here. I had like a couple tropical storms in the summer here, and it's, you know, it's windy, it's thunderstorms or whatever, but that's just summer. We also have thunderstorms in Germany, it's not a problem. But this one was a hurricane coming straight through Orlando, and it was predicted to be a category 1 or 2 hurricane reaching us. So I was, you know, I didn't know. So that stressed me out, the not knowing of how much should I prepare, and is it going to be a problem, or is, you know, is everything gonna be fine? So that was the main thing. And also, you know, tornadoes are very scary. So yeah, this was a very stressful time. Also, I still have a little bit of stress with my diploma for my bachelor's, which is all like a whole different story. I graduated in May. I still don't have my diploma, which is ridiculous. So yeah, that's that. Okay, second week of October. These are also from AliExpress. Yeah, and now you can see this was the 9th of November, and I didn't fill out the journaling part. I did put down my to-do list, and then I didn't have the time or the energy, or I just wasn't feeling journaling that day. So I went back to this page on the 19th because I did want to do journal on the 19th, but I knew that there is like a whole blank space on here. So instead of like setting up a whole new spread, I just came here and filled it out. Yeah, we had Comet Atlas, which was fun. I hope you saw it. It's already gone at this point, but I felt like, by the way, I felt like Atlas was not as impressive as Neowise. At least I don't know how that works. But Neowise I saw in Germany, and it was during the night, so it was much brighter. Atlas was just right before, like right after sunset, so the sky was still kind of bright. So I think, you know, there was not that big of a contrast between the sky and the comet, so Atlas didn't seem as impressive. But everybody was like, oh my god, Atlas is like the brightest comet in the last 100 years or whatever. And I was looking and I was like, oh, it is not easy to find. So how is this the brightest comet? But okay, tangent off. Next page. 13th and 14th of October, and then you can see I have put a 24th sticker on here because this was also a spread that I started and then never finished. I wrote up to here, and then on the 24th I wrote this part, and I wrote a little bit about Comet Atlas here. These stickers are also from AliExpress, from a pet tape, and these I looked it up but I forgot it. So if you want to know where these stamps are from, let me know in the comments. Okay, and that's it. Like, you know, so sometimes it's, you know, it's not like I have 7 pages in between these weekly dashboards, because I don't use this every single day. A lot of study groups, a lot of things in this week. And then I got a printer by Fomemo. That is actually my last video on this channel, if you want to go and watch me do this spread. But I just did a little bit of a memory keeping, which was also like, this spread is from the 16th, but the memory keeping was from the 20th. So that's just how it goes, and I hope you already know. And one spread and then another week. So yeah, and this is the week we are on. It is actually the 31st. It is Halloween today. My first time celebrating Halloween in the US, or yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm really like celebrating, but I am here in the US while it's Halloween, so that's interesting to me, I guess, because I'm just excited to see. But I am living like I don't know, not in the city or in downtown or whatever, so I don't think I'm going to really experience anything here, but you know, that's just how it is. Okay, so 26th, yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. This is by the Happy Planner, this is by Salem Creative, also Happy Planner. And then we have these fall spreads. By the way, it is not fall at all in Florida. It is still like 80 something degrees, 87 or something. So it's still summer. But I wanted to have a little bit of a cozy fall theme. So yeah, these are also, these box stickers are by the Happy Planner, this one as well. This is also Happy Planner, and this is also Happy Planner, and these are AliExpress. And now we are at the 31st, so today. And I just decorated with some Halloween stickers, and these are from AliExpress as well. So yeah, that was my month, I guess. And you can see there are also even like empty spreads from May or whatever, and April, so that's just how it goes. So yeah, that's it for this one. And there are still a lot of pages left, and I really thought I'm going to fill this planner up, but I'm definitely not going to in the next 2 months, so you know, that's just how it is. But this is the amount of chunkiness. It's hard to see with the page flags, but yeah, I just shook the, the phone stand, so I'm sorry for the little earthquake. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if, as I mentioned, if you want to see these two, I'm going to upload videos on these, so keep an eye out for that. And other than that, I hope you have an awesome day and that we see each other very soon. Until then, bye.